April 26th, 2026. OpenAI pulled the plug on Sora, the most hyped video AI product on the planet. According to the Wall Street Journal, it was burning about $1 million a day, while active users collapsed below 500,000. Disney had committed $1 billion to the partnership. The journal reports Disney found out less than an hour before the rest of us. And here is the detail nobody screenshotted. After the export window closes, OpenAI permanently deletes everything users ever made. Leftover paid credits? They still work, but only in Codex, a coding tool. Months of creative work gone because the people who made it never owned any of it. So this video is the other path, a video generation stack you own. Free, open weights, sitting on your disk, where no boardroom decision can delete it. I verified every model, every license, every catch, including a fake open source download that half the blogs are pushing right now. And if you do not own a GPU, stay with me, because there is a free Cloudlane too. Let's build the stack they cannot shut down. First, look at what renting costs now, because it changed after Sora died. Runway's $12 plan sounds cheap until you read the credit math printed on their own pricing page. 625 credits buys 25 seconds of their best model per month. 25 seconds. That is 3 short clips with 0 retrace. And on June 1st, Runway retired its unlimited plan entirely. New subscribers get credits, full stop. Kling's top plan is $180 a month, up 41% since it launched, and it is the one tier with no annual discount. Google's Ultra tier, the one with serious Veo volume, is $249.99 a month. A realistic creator stack, Runway Pro Plus Kling Pro Plus, Google, AI Pro, lands around $92 a month, over $1,100 a year. And notice what is happening underneath. Runway and Luma now resell Veo and Kling inside their own subscriptions. The market is consolidating. Fewer real options, floating prices, and plans that vanish mid-year. That is renting. Now the ownership side. Here is the rule this whole video runs on. A model is only yours if the weights, the actual files, sit on your disk under a license that lets you use them. Apache and MIT licenses mean free forever. Commercial use allowed, and nobody can revoke it after the fact. Once those weights are downloaded, no shutdown announcement, no price hike, no IPO cleanup can touch them. Sora users lost everything in a single quarter. A model you downloaded last summer still works exactly the same today, and it will in 20 years. But, and this is where most videos mislead you, not everything called open is actually open. Some licenses carry revenue caps. One is void across entire continents. And some so-called open source models do not exist as downloads at all. So for each model in this stack, I will give you 3 things. What it does, what hardware it needs, and what the license really says. No marketing, just the file and the fine print. Model 1. WAN 2.2 from Alibaba. True Apache license, the gold standard. Text to video and image to video at 720p. 2 sizes matter. The 5B version officially generates a 5-second 720p clip in under 9 minutes on an RTX 4090. The 14B version is the quality pick, and quantized GGUF builds squeeze it into 8 to 10 gigabytes of VRAM. Slower, but it runs on a gaming laptop. Now the trap I promised in the hook. Alibaba's newer models, WAN 2.5, 2.6, and 2.7, were never open sourced. They are API only, rent only. But SEO content farms are publishing articles right now claiming WAN 2.7 is an open download. Go check Alibaba's actual GitHub. The newest open repo is 2.2 from last July. The free download those blocks promise does not exist. The newest van you can own is 2.2. And the good news is it is excellent. Model 2, LTX 2.3 from Lightrix. 22 billion parameters released in March. Already past 2 million downloads. This is the one that does what paid tools charge extra for. It generates the video and the synchronized audio together in a single pass. Dialogue, lip sync, sound effects, stereo. It was the first production ready open model to pull that off. And the full version goes up to 4K. Now, the two catches. Hardware first, the efficient FP8. Build still wants around 18 to 20 gigabytes of VRAM. This is a workstation model or a rented GPU model. It will not run on the free Colab card. And I will show you the cheap workaround in a few minutes. Second, the license. It is a community license, not Apache. Free for research and commercial use, while your company makes under $10 million a year. Above that, you pay Lightrix. For basically everyone watching this, that is effectively free. But that is exactly the kind of fine print this video exists to read out loud. Model 3, HunyuanVideo, 1.5 from Tencent. 8.3 billion parameters and pound for pound the best quality per gigabyte in open video right now. It officially runs in 14 gigabytes of VRAM with offloading, and the FP8 build pushes that near 12. A 5-second clip takes about 5 minutes on a 4090. Those are verified user numbers, not marketing slides. The catch is the license, and it is a big one. Tencent's community license literally does not apply in the European Union, the United Kingdom, or South Korea. If you are there, you are not licensed to use it at all. There is also a 100 million user cap and a required powered by Tencent credit line. One more name before we move on. OV. Open weights from Character AI and Yale. It generates audio and video jointly, like a miniature Veo, and community builds run it in about 6 gigabytes. Quality sits below LTX, but it is the audio-video option for small GPUs. That is the stack. Now the cockpit you fly it from. You do not need 9 subscriptions to run these models. You need one of 2 free cockpits. ComfyUI is the industry standard, node-based, with official support for WAN, Hunyuan, and LTX. It looks intimidating for about an hour, and then it is power tools for life. But the underrated pick is WAN2GP, whose literal tagline is AI video for the GPU poor. One app that runs WAN, Hunyuan, LTX, and Flux from as low as 6 gigabytes of VRAM, with the finishing tools already wired in. And it installs in one click through Pinokio. The finishing kit deserves its own line, because this is the part Topaz charges hundreds of dollars for. Seed VR2 upscales video with temporal consistency, so no flicker. RIFE interpolates frames for smooth, slow motion. MMAudio generates a soundtrack for silent clips. Every one of them free and open. Your entire post-production pipeline $0. Now, the part for everyone shouting at the screen. I do not own a GPU. No GPU. Lane 1. The genuinely free clouds. The fastest start is Hugging Face ZeroGPU Spaces. There are live public spaces running WAN 2.2 and LTX right now on 48GB Blackwell cards you would never buy. Free accounts get about 5 minutes of GPU time a day. That is 2 to 5 clips. Then a countdown timer. Call it what it is, a test drive, not a studio. Lane 2. Google, Colab's free T4. 16 gigabytes of VRAM, and no published weekly quota. It floats usually somewhere between 15 and 30 hours. A quantized one clip at 480p takes about 13 minutes there, and the community notebooks are ready to go. The catch: 12-hour session caps and idle disconnects that wipe your loaded model. Lane 3 is the sleeper: Kaggle. A published 30 GPU hours per week, double what Colab usually gives you. 12-hour sessions, and you can attach two T4s at once, 32 gigabytes combined. It does require phone verification, and internet access is off by default. The free tier: truth: slow, capped, occasionally annoying, and completely real. Lane 4: nearly free, and this is where it gets practical. Modal gives every account $30 of credits every single month. Recurring, not a one time trial. At their published rates, that is roughly 50 hours on a T4 or about 12 hours on an 80 gigabyte A100, which runs the big models properly. The catch: it is code first. You deploy Python scripts, there is no notebook UI, then the marketplaces. RunPod and Vast: rent a 3090 class card, 24 gigs for 17 to 19 cents an hour, and a 4090 from around 35 cents. One coffee covers an evening of renders on hardware that beats everything in the free lane, and two traps before you reach for the big clouds. Google Cloud's famous $300 trial cannot attach a GPU at all. It is blocked until you upgrade to paid. And fresh AWS and Azure accounts start with a GPU quota of 0 until you file a manual request. Those free credit headlines are not lying. They are just not for video. The honest verdict: when does renting still win? Three cases. If you need cinema grade shots on a client deadline, Veo through the API is metered at 5 to 40 cents a second, so you pay for exactly the peak you need and nothing else. If you just want to taste the state of the art, Kling hands out 66 free credits a day. And if your work depends on the same character staying consistent across many shots, Runway's tooling is still ahead of the OpenStack. The decision rule is one sentence: own the pipeline, rent the peak. Your daily driver, the drafts, the social clips, the B-roll, the experiments, runs on weights you own at $0 a clip. The hardware ladder: 6 to 8 gigabytes runs quantized 1 and OV. 16 runs the 14B builds comfortably. 24 and a used 3090 is around $700 once. Runs everything in this video except full LTX. And unlike a subscription, a GPU holds resale value. Owning compounds. Renting evaporates. Sora proved it can also just disappear. Everything in this video is in one free PDF, the owned stack. Every repo and model link, the license table with the revenue caps and the region bands, the VRAM ladder, every free cloud quota, and the real render times. Comment the word owned, and I will send it straight to you. If killing your AI bill is the mission, the two videos on screen right now, the $0 AI stack, and the GitHub repos that should cost thousands, are the rest of this series. Deep dives live here on YouTube, so subscribe. Bite-sized drops are on Instagram at Hyperautomation Labs. Sora's videos are gone forever. Yours never have to be.